Good morning, everybody. It is kind of early, about 9 o'clock. I am preparing our meal for today. So we're going to be making tuna noodle casserole in the crock pot. The reason I didn't prep it yesterday is because our wonderful noodles would have gone soggy overnight. So let's go ahead and get this prepared and ready to go, and so that way my husband has a hot meal when he comes home, and also my friends, they are working today and had asked me to babysit. So I'm babysitting. I would show you the two cutie pies, but I don't have permission. It's the cutest little Kelpie and the cutest little beagle. But yeah, let's go ahead and feed these hard-working people. All right, so we're going to take our crock pot. We're going to go ahead and add 2.5 cups of dry noodles. Don't matter, any kind of noodle you want to use. If you want them longer, these are spaghetti noodles, which I've broken down. You can use them whole, or just any type of noodle. So this is 2.5 cups, and you want it dry noodle. Don't cook them beforehand, because it's going to cook in the crock pot. All right. Now we're going to do 1 to 2 cans of tuna. It really depends on how much tuna taste you want in yours. So either 1 to 2 cans, and it's just your average tuna. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead and put this in here. There's 1 can. Yes, I know, Mila. I'm working with your favorite. She loves tuna. You would think she was part cat with how much she loves seafood, and she loves tuna. Oh, are you acting? She's shaking so bad to the point because she's excited that I got tuna. She's shaking. She's acting. Oh, Lord. Give her a Grammy. Are you acting? All right. So we got our tuna in there. Now we're going to do 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. And this is actually my recipe that I had thought of many years ago. And I figured I would share it with everybody since times are really hard right now. And I'm sorry that my videos haven't been up to par the last few weeks. I'm dealing with some health issues, and I finally meet with the surgeon on the 2nd of December, so hopefully we can set up this surgery. All right, and then hopefully I'll be back to normal. All right, so now we're going to do 1/2 of a can of water. That's just to help the noodles. All right, let's go ahead and add our seasonings. All right, so this is Worcestershire sauce. And this will be liquid smoke. You can add any seasonings you want. It doesn't have to be what I'm using. I'm just going to use just a little bit of Old Bay because it's knockoff of Old Bay, I should say. Just a little bit. Unless you wanted a little more spicier and a little more kick, then I would add a little bit more of that seafood seasoning. But unfortunately, my husband doesn't like spicy. I love spicy, but he doesn't. Some applewood. These are like my go-to seasonings. Alright, the recipe does call for chopped onion. You don't have to put onion in it. I'm actually putting some minced onions into it. I don't have any onions on hand. And then, better than belong. Now, if you, after you cook it and you realize you didn't add enough seasonings, you can always add more seasonings later. Alright, we're going to add some cheese. So it's a half a cup of cheese, but in my house, we love cheese. All right, I'm gonna give this a good stir. Make sure I get the noodles nice and wet. Alright. It doesn't really look like a whole lot right now. Don't worry about it because once it starts cooking, the noodles will expand. So... and it should look like something like that, except for I got a little bit of the seasoning. That's better than belong right there. Alright. So it should look like that. Now we're going to get our handy dandy little crock pot. She's old, but she is mighty, let me tell you. And I refuse to buy all new appliances until mine completely ate the dust. Alright. Put the lid on. So you want to do either on high for 2 to 3 hours, or you want to cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours. I'm going to do low because my 3 working people that are going to be hungry when they come home aren't going to be back until like way later, so about 5 or 6 when they'll be here. So, and it's about 9:12 in the morning, so I'm gonna cook mine on low, but you can cook it on high. All right, so then normally you would use 1 cup of peas, and you would add the peas towards the end. But since my wonderful husband doesn't like peas, what I'm going to use instead is green beans. So he loves green beans. So we'll add that in about 30 minutes or so before it's done. And then, yeah, that's that. We'll see you probably later on this afternoon or tonight, whenever it's done. All right, bye. Welcome back, everybody. So our tuna casserole is done. Now, this tuna casserole that I made it with super thin spaghetti noodles. So it didn't take nearly as long to cook. So you just want to cook it enough until your noodles are done, and then it should be done. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and show you what it's like. So that's what it looks like in a better close-up. Real super easy, budget-friendly tuna casserole made in the crock pot. Obviously, if you pick up, thicker noodles, it will take longer to cook. The thinner the noodle, the quicker it'll cook. But yeah, there it is, and I hope y'all have a good day. All right, bye.